Saturday at the RBC Canadian Open, and Graham, we've had a lot of ups and downs on the leaderboards. We've had players moving in and out. First off, though, we expect that to happen again on Saturday, but let's get a look at the weather and put your weather forecasting hat on, and what are we going to expect today?
Well, a little bit overcast right now, which is going to keep a little bit more of that moisture in the ground, especially for these early morning players until this kind of breaks off and we get sunshine, firm this golf course up a little bit. But it's going to play more difficult today than it has the past two. No water got put on this golf course last night. I spoke with Alan Carter, who's the CEO at Hamilton Golf Club here, except for just some of the high spots, just because they don't want to lose them and get completely dried out. That's pretty standard at a lot of places, obviously. But as this place firms up, especially coming into the greens, these targets get smaller and smaller and make them, the precision of your iron shots that much more critical.
As the course has dried out over the first 2 days, and obviously again today, we've seen some of the scores sort of get a little tougher out there, but one really nice score, a 64 by Mackenzie Hughes, who said, if you can ever be disappointed by a 64, that was probably it, because he did bogey 2 of his last 3 holes. But what are we expecting from Mac today?
Well, I think he's in a really good position, and being 3 back, it takes a little bit of that pressure off. I mean, when you're in the final group, even on a Saturday, it comes with extra pressure and, the bigger galleries and that kind of thing. But if Mac can go out and do basically what he did yesterday, attack when he can, and play smart and play. You have to be a little bit defensive from time to time, especially if you get out of position off the tee here. And he was able to do that yesterday, and he filled it up with his putter. So if he can do that, that's a good recipe out here.
Rory McIlroy went kind of the other way. Had a tough day and really drove it well, but his iron play, his wedge play was pretty horrendous. And he walked from the 18th green, signed his scorecard, and went right out onto the range last night to try and figure things out. What are you expecting from him?
Well, I mean, if there's anyone that's 8 shots back right now that you expect to make a big move today, it would probably be Rory McIlroy. I watched every shot that he hit yesterday, and his timing was so far off on his iron play. So obviously he went to the range, tried to get that sink back up, and you'd expect him to bounce back after yesterday's round. 2
guys at the top of the leaderboard, Robert McIntyre, Ryan Fox. Not that well known, but certainly established players.
Yeah, I mean, Robert McIntyre is a Ryder Cupper, for Team Europe, and Ryan Fox, he's won the marquee event on the DP World Tour, which is their BMW Championship, which is like the equivalent of the Players Championship here on the PGA Tour. So even though they don't have the PGA Tour resume, they're both, like you said, very established players in the game.
All right, we'll see what happens here. The big crowds expected at Hamilton Golf and Country Club on day 3 of the RBC Canadian Open.